All right, boys. Yeah, that very clearly did not go to plan. It was a little chaotic, a little wild. We're going to get into it real quick, but we're going to be very quick about this because I'm annoyed. They didn't play well. I think Betis played well. They made it difficult for us, partially because they were so narrow. Every time someone got the ball in the middle, mostly Lewandowski, sometimes Lamine and Rafinha, but they were crowded off of it very quickly by three or sometimes even four of them. They were very physical. Chimi Avila was bullying the crap out of everybody, somehow walked out of the game without a yellow card. That's wrong, but whatever. I think it was just a poor performance by Barcelona overall. There was a lot of chaos going on, and we didn't necessarily rise to the occasion. Part of that, I think, will be due to form and the guys being a little bit gassed, because the guys were definitely a little bit gassed. They were very tired the entire game, and we noticed, we could tell why. It affected the reactions of the players towards Betis. It helped Betis win every single second ball, basically, that there was in the entire match. We struggled to keep any solid possession, and then we struggled to win the ball back after that. I think we were okay in moments, but I think Iñaki Peña kept us in this game. I think he genuinely was very good, even though he conceded too, which is wild to say, but we were poor. They were better. They were ready for the match. They responded well, and they created chaos and overloads, and they let the guys have the ball in very less than dangerous positions. Like, they let Balde be the one to cross and have space because they knew Balde is the least threatening attacker we have, and it ended up being that way today. And there's a lot more to get into. We're going to just kind of go to the ratings, and we're going to get to Vitor Roque today too, see how he played, and then the subs as well. Iñaki Peña, first off, I'm going to give him an 8. I genuinely think he was probably our best player on the pitch, him and Lamine, but Peña made a couple really good saves, very important saves to keep us in the match in the beginning of the match, and it allowed us to take the lead for a little while and have that, at least for the first half. That helped us gain some confidence. I think we were good going into the very end of the first half. It's unfortunate that we found the form right at the end, because again, at the beginning of the second half, we kind of lost all of that quickly, and it looks like Betis were the better team for a while there. They ended up getting that penalty call, which I think was the right call. It looks like Frankie does step on Vitor Roque's heel. Roque does a good job to get in front of him and to force it. Koundé, Kubarsi, and Inigo were all kind of meh. They had trouble winning the ball back and keeping the ball. They all had some good instances of defensive work, and mostly Kubarsi and Inigo there. And then Koundé did have a couple really good crosses, but he did get an assist today. So I'll give Koundé, I'll give him a 7 for the assist, but overall I think they just weren't as dominant as they could have been and just weren't necessarily there. Again, they were getting bullied. They had a tough job. I'm not going to scapegoat any of them as particularly terrible, but they just weren't great. I think 6.5 for Kubarsi and Inigo are probably fair, maybe 6s. But they weren't really terrible, just not as good. Balde, I don't think he was very good, though. He had a lot of chances and space that he didn't really convert well or make good passes in, and I don't think he was good today. I don't think he was there defensively either. He was marking the man, or marking whoever had the ball, and they were dribbling around him and getting around him fairly easily. I'm gonna give him a 5. I just don't think it was his best work today at all. Pedri though, I think he was very good when he was on the pitch. I think he got subbed off in the 74th for Gavi. He was pretty good. He had some good time on the ball, spun around a lot, but got out of pressure well and helped us move the ball up the pitch in a time where it was very difficult, where Betis was absolutely man-marking people out of the game and having 3 or 4 guys on the ball carrier at once, making it difficult for them to make an incisive pass or move the ball up the pitch. Pedri was the guy to escape that pressure, especially in a game where Lamine wasn't necessarily his best. That doesn't mean he was bad. I think he was probably our best player besides Iñaki, or, along with Iñaki, but Pedri was very good as well. I'll give him a 7.5 or an 8 probably for that. But again, it didn't really come to anything. We didn't create a ton. But yeah, overall, Pedri was probably my favorite midfielder, the best midfielder today, in my opinion. I think Casado was okay as well, but had trouble in possession, was not as decisive and consistent with his ability on the ball either. And it makes it difficult for me to rate the defenders highly when we lose the second ball every single time. And I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if it's just Betis playing well or what. But Casado, I'll give him a 6.5, and Danny Olmo, I'll give him the same. I think Danny did struggle to get into play. Apparently, he lost a tooth today. Wild, but hopefully he's okay. Didn't play his greatest, had trouble finding space and really making an impact. Same with Rafinha. I'm going to give Rafinha probably a 6.5 as well. I think his his final passes and you know, his link-up play wasn't good. He had trouble finding space. Again, Betis did a really good job of staying narrow, and Rafinha has been operating narrowly. We saw him move out wide on the right at one point. Then he lost the ball or he booted it out. It wasn't a great work from anybody specifically. I think Lewandowski was fine too, but he had trouble, again, finding space and being impactful. But he did score that goal. It was basically a tap in because Koundé put in a really good cross, and he did do that twice. He put in 2 really good crosses. But you know, Lewandowski was fine. Again, he did score, but not that crazy. But Lamine is also, you know, I'll give him an 8.5 because I think he was really good today, even though he wasn't his best. I think his pressing was off. I think his defensive help was off. I think he wasn't able to move up the pitch nearly as fast, and he probably wasn't able to break away from his defenders nearly as quickly either. But to be fair, again, he was always like triple teamed. It's pretty difficult to get anywhere when you have 4 guys on you. But he did do well. He still put in a few great balls to Ferran Torres. One of them ended up being scored. And then the subs are a similar story of like okay performances at best. Frankie, I think he came on okay. I think he was playing okay. And I wanted him to play okay, to give him something to look forward to and build off of on top, after the game where he scored against Mallorca, but then he conceded the pen, and it was really unfortunate. I think it's soft, but I think it is a penalty, so, you know, I can't give him more than a 6 for that. Ferran Torres, too. I think Frankie did press well, and he plays that number 10 role okay. Some people were saying Firmino was a better option. I don't really think that. I really don't think that would have solved our problems there, but I don't think he was phenomenal, but I don't think Firmino would have been much better, or Pablo Torre for that matter. Ferran Torres, though, God, I think his link-up play was poor at times. It was good at others, but he was able to finish off a chance very tidily on his right foot, and he was wearing a shirt for Valencia. Good for him. It wasn't his best work either. I'll give him a 6.5 for the goal, though, because it was important. It gave us the lead for 10 minutes, and then we lost it, but whatever. Gavi, I thought, was really good. I'll give him a 7, though. I think Gavi was very solid. Won the ball back a couple times, helped in possession, and moved the ball up the pitch. Gavi's looking better and better every game, and I'm excited to see him get like a full 90 run out. I think Gavi could be very impactful against Dortmund, whether he starts or comes in as a sub for Casado or probably Pedri. I think he will be very impactful and very supportive there. I think Pau Victor deserves more minutes as well. Didn't affect play a ton because, so I'm going to give him a 6.5 because we just weren't in the final third at all. We played poorly. Betis was the better team today, and honestly might have deserved 3 points. Yeah, Pau Victor was fine. I think he deserves more minutes. I think he's looking very exciting, but it's going to be hard getting Lewandowski out, especially when he keeps scoring technically. And then Hector Fort came in the 88th for Balde because Balde looked so gassed. He was really not affecting play well and not in the right position at times. But Hector Fort, fine. Yeah, got a yellow card for time wasting. Meh, I'll give him a 5.5, I guess. And then, yeah, that's about it. Hansi Flick ended up getting a red card, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I don't know why. He must have said something. I don't know what he said because they never tell us anything in La Liga. And I want to talk about Vitor Roque for a second. I think he was fine today. I don't think he was spectacular, but he ran okay. He didn't really get a chance to link up that much, but he got into some dangerous positions. Obviously won the penalty. He missed a pen in their last match. I don't know if he won that, but he missed a pen, and they didn't let him take it. They gave it to Lo Celso, who put a good strike on it. You know, it was a good shot. I wouldn't really expect any keeper to save that. Maybe a taller one who gets a better jump than Iñaki did, but realistically, it's a pen. It's kind of a crapshoot anyway. I think Roque was fine today. I think he's been better all season. I'm going to have a whole video on Roque, though, on the second channel coming out in a little bit. So, you know, you guys can wait for that. Meg game, though. These guys are very gassed. And thankfully, we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to relax and hopefully recover from this match for Dortmund. It's a big game, though. And I think we really need to win that game because then we have Atalanta. I think that's like our final game or something in the Champions League. We need that. And hopefully Madrid drop points later today as well. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. It's a little chaotic right now with this club, and it's going to probably remain that way. But that doesn't mean these 5-1 victories are over either. I think it's going to be a mix of the two. And thankfully Madrid are just as inconsistent. So, you know, we'll see what happens with both of these teams. But maybe Atletico takes the step up here and grabs the league right now. But, you know, yeah, we'll see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.